Hello, fellow Fumblers, and welcome to another episode of the Fumblers Show, the podcast where four friends fumble through your favorite films. Today we are reviewing The Big Lebowski, a movie released in 1998 and directed by Ethan and Joel Coen. So without further ado, my name's Adrian.
I'm Jay.
I'm Taryn, man.
You stole what James was going to say.
No, I'm just James. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Oh, man.
All right, cheers, guys.
Oh,
We're not
cheers.
shooting today, but we're drinking a Caucasian, a White Russian.
White Russians.
Bunch of Caucasians drinking each other. Hell yeah.
I don't know if that clink is really loud or not.
I hope it's a little loud. I want them to be engaged.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You gotta
All
drink
right.
that because it's starting to curdle. We've been, it's been poured for about 15 minutes now.
Been poured for
Yeah.
a little while.
This is our shot. Boom.
Oh, man.
So, who's first time watching this? Anyone's? Everybody seen it before?
What? Is this
Nobody.
maybe there was like Space Jam or something where all of us had
Oh,
seen
yeah.
it before.
Sure.
But I feel like every time we do this, half of
least
us,
one of
or
us.
I always have not seen the movie. I've seen so many new movies doing
Yeah.
this shit.
Yeah.
The
But no,
first time I
I've seen
watched
this.
it was like 2 months ago, so it's close.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah,
It
mine
was
was about
close.
a year and a half ago. First time I watched.
Okay.
Same. I think we were throwing it around as one of our episodes way back in the day.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So I was like, I'll just fucking watch it, just in case. Maybe maybe
Yeah.
it'll come up. But yeah,
What about you, Jay? How long?
I don't even, maybe like 4 or 5.
Okay.
Quite a bit. Yeah.
Ah.
I like this movie a lot.
The reason that made me watch it, though, I think back then, where you guys were just like, it's a movie about bowling. And I was like, okay, like, we were on the bowling team. I mean, let's see what it's about. It's not really a movie. Well, there's a lot of bowling. There is a lot of bowling.
That's the
Yeah.
interesting thing. Or maybe it's not so interesting, right? Is like how complex the plot is. If somebody was like, what's that movie about? You're just like, well,
Bowling.
there's this guy and there's bowling and he's like, it's a whole thing. It's a
Yeah.
whole explanation.
It's about bowling and a rug that ties the room together.
yeah,
That's really it.
and the obsession about it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Is
Little
he
bit of
obsessed
everything.
with the rug, or is he just like
No.
doesn't have
Well,
anything?
it's like
He's
the
not
only
obsessed with
thing that
anything.
persistently
Man.
ticks him off, though, is that he doesn't
Yeah.
have the rug.
I
Right?
think it's about the things that bring us comfort in life. It's the thing that you see every day, and once it's pissed on, then your whole life goes into a spiral.
True,
Yeah.
yeah, because
But the thing is, the dude doesn't even actually really care. I mean, I don't know.
he
That's
has
a
he has
question
his
for later, maybe.
routine, man. He does the same
Yeah.
shit all the time, and like
Yeah.
something gets fucked up, like you said, he's like, "What the fuck? My vibe is thrown off."
Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
His whole feng shui of his apartment is just
His
Yeah.
life, dude.
gone.
I'm just
And that's the thing about this movie is that it's like, it's a, not really a movie you watch for the plot, but like, it's a vibe. Watching this movie is like a whole vibe, and it's cool in that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
And and it's not like the plot is bad, right? Like there's like ridiculous things happen, but like it's not like terribly written. Like the dialogue is funny, like all that shit is good.
Yeah.
So it's like worth it. But just the feeling that you have while you're watching it the whole time, I
Yeah.
don't know. It's cool.
I feel like that's how a lot of Coen Brothers movies are, though. Like,
Yeah.
none of them really have like a cemented like plot line that they follow through the whole thing. It's like the characters are what drives everything that happens. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like even they have a quote about this movie, like they wanted to make a movie where the plot was so like complex and like not easy to like follow, but like in the end it's like ultimately not important at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that's a lot of their movies, I feel like, because they just make such good characters that you don't fucking need a plot. You just want to see
Yeah.
these characters live their lives.
Exactly.
Huh.
I like
What's
that
what's
about
the
them.
other movies? What are the brothers' movies? I don't even know if
True
I've seen
Grit, Fargo,
Fargo.
Man, I'm not that familiar with Congo.
Buster Scruggs.
Buster
I've
Scruggs.
seen the
Buster
first chapter of Buster Scruggs.
Like what is the plot of that? There's not really. It's just the characters are so weird, right?
Dude, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like about that cowboy.
Yeah.
Dude, the song's good. 'Cause it's like,
Yeah.
when a cowboy.
And that's the thing.
What
is
does he
that
say?
gets
The
his
Spurs.
wings or
Yeah, he
something?
cheers
Yeah.
the Spurs for wings, which is like, it's pretty good. It's
Yeah.
pretty good.
in this movie, the soundtrack is like amazing, and it drives so many of the best scenes too. And that's where like it's not just any really one thing. It's like kind of everything that makes this movie cool. Like all these pieces working together, like the Jesus scene with the Hotel California, the Spanish version.
Yeah.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
two things mashed It's incredible.
See,
He's
like-
licking the bowling ball, like it's so good.
Like that's a character that you see for like a minute.
Yeah.
And it's just so immediately interesting, and you just want to see this guy bowl and do whatever. Like they're just so good at making characters.
So you're
Yeah.
the guy who asked for the sequel? Are they gonna make a movie?
Me?
they
for
are
Jesus?
gonna make a.
They already did,
they
and
already
it's
did,
terrible.
yeah.
Apparently.
Oh
Wait,
yeah,
really?
because
Yeah.
I was wondering, I was like, who is asking for this character? I would want any other character
No, I
besides
mean-
the pedophile. Like,
I don't
what is
think-
that? Like,
No, you just
what?
like you're just
Why
like
would anyone ask for this?
he's just
8-year-old's
so
dying.
eccentric. He's so
Yeah,
interesting. Like
he's
immediately, you're like, what
interesting.
the fuck is this guy's deal? You just kind of want to
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Like they do enough. Like obviously, movie about a pedophile, not great. But,
Well, yeah. Anybody could have figured that.
but
one
they
out.
did
Hot
make that
take.
movie. They did make that
Yeah.
They
movie.
made it
Yeah.
anyway.
Wow.
He's a pederast.
Pederast, sure.
He would have had a bigger impact if it was just that, and they never made a whole other movie. You know,
Oh yeah.
because they took so much time on such a little thing. that-
Yeah.
that's what makes this movie cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of the thing with
Ah.
with all of the characters. Like, think about the is it the sister, or I guess it's Lebowski's daughter, like the Big Lebowski's
Oh, yeah.
daughter.
Julianne Moore is her name.
Yeah,
that her name?
Julianne
Yeah,
Moore.
Okay.
like
Maud.
her character is
Maud,
not
maybe.
explained that much, but like it's just immediately so interesting. We're introduced
Yeah.
to her flying in, making some ridiculous
Naked.
fucking art naked.
Yeah.
Like it that scene looks like a horror scene. Like it's
Yeah.
honestly terrifying. But that's how we're interested.
It's amazing.
She's like based off of Yoko Ono and like some other famous
Yeah, the
naked
And
others-
or
She's one who
Vaginal
artist.
artist.
swinging in.
Oh
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
vagina.
Vagina.
her
Is it with
character's
vagina,
great,
too?
dude. Like
Yeah.
all the characters are great,
Yeah,
and they're
dude.
so well done.
And then even the characters that are like they're sub characters to sub characters, like her assistant. Is he
My
German?
God.
No, he's not German. Whatever he is, he's
I don't
just
know
like
what
the
Laughing guy.
Oh,
giggling
yeah, yeah.
guy with the magazine.
Yeah.
Like,
Who the
he's
fuck
such an
is this
interest-
guy? And I think okay, so like that's what's funny about this movie is that it's like an entire movie based on trying to guess what the audience is gonna feel
Yeah.
about the characters, because even I'm saying like, who the fuck is this guy? And then when the dude says it,
Yeah.
you're like, exactly,
But
who
it
the
feels
fuck
like-
is this
yeah,
guy?
all of it is through the lens of the
Yeah.
dude, where like you all of this ridiculous, crazy, over the top things are happening around him, and he's reacting to it kind of the way the audience is reacting to it. He's like, I'm just trying to get my rug. Like, what the fuck is
Yeah.
going on? Who is this guy? Why am I here?
There's a lot of ins and outs. Like
Yeah.
he's just like,
Yeah.
oh my god, it's.
But
it's
that's just what
interesting.
makes the story so fun, because you get to just experience all these ridiculous characters with the Big Lebowski, with the dude,
Yeah.
rather
Yeah,
than
Yeah.
you know.
and I feel like there's little like all the main characters kind of have little pieces of people that you kind of know or feel like you experience. You know, like they just feel real. They feel
Yeah,
like these are
exactly.
people who exist, and I know somebody like these people. You know,
But like exaggerated versions of the people
Right.
that you know.
Yeah,
Right.
everyone's
It's like-
definitely like a caricature, right? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's funny because reading the Wikipedia and like the inspirations that the Coen Brothers took to make these characters, they're like all like, oh, I knew a guy that was literally this guy, so we made him a character in our movie. It's
Yeah,
so
that-
weird. Like some of them
Yeah.
aren't even exaggerated. Like the dude is a fucking guy that calls himself the dude and does all this stuff. It's so funny.
So Walter is, I think I read somewhere based on this director named John Milius. Do you guys know who that is?
No.
No.
So he directed Conan the Barbarian. He wrote Apocalypse Now, I believe.
oh wow,
Hmm.
And so he's like a famous dude for being like a gun nut, like crazy right winger gun nut. They
Okay.
look the same. Like if you
Wow.
look up John Milius, it's exactly the same thing. And the Coens like randomly met him,
yeah.
and they were like, "This guy needs to be in the
Yeah.
movie."
Yeah.
It's crazy.
huh? That's interesting. Is that a similar story with Frances McDormand? They work with her a lot, and it was kind of like just let her be in it type of thing.
What? In this
Hmm.
movie?
No, just with the Coen Brothers in general.
I think they
Oh.
went, I think they went to college together.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah.
that's cool.
That is interesting.
I'm not sure who Frances McDormand is.
Fargo. She's the
fuck is-
detective. The main
Fargo, Nomadland.
Nomadland.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The main
the main
Amazon worker.
I'm still lost,
Yeah.
but that's okay. That's okay. All right. So I want to ask this question. I feel like we might all have the same answer, but favorite character in this movie?
The dude, easily.
Okay. All right. Different answer than mine right off the bat.
Who's yours?
Dude, John Goodman. What is it,
Oh,
Walter?
okay.
Is
He's
that
hilarious. But
Okay.
No,
what's his name?
Walter.
Walter, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like, he's so fucking good. Just his
He's
relationship with Donnie,
Yeah.
Steve Buscemi, like, it's pure comedy. Every time they're on scene together, like, I'm just so excited at what Donnie's gonna try to say and get immediately shut out. Like,
Oh
it's
my
so
God.
Dude, I
so
laughed
fun.
every time. Like
Every
they do
single
it so many
time.
times.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie. Like,
You're out of your element. Do the one where they're like at that like dance thing or whatever, and he's like, "Shut the fuck up, Donnie." Like he tries to hold it back. It fucking makes me laugh so hard, dude.
because he's just talking about going to In-N-Out Burger afterward, and like that whole scene climaxes, and then there's a shot of them just in the car eating In-N-Out Burger. It's so perfect.
Yeah.
Why is Donnie even there? Oh, it's perfect.
But yeah, but he's there to be picked on, right? Like it's
No, in the
he's
car
close
afterward.
out.
You
Oh
know,
yeah. But that's what makes these movies so cool, dude. Like what's cool is that not everybody's favorite character is the main quote unquote character,
Right,
right?
yeah.
Like you can like a lot of these other characters too. I think the dude's my favorite. I don't know. What do you think, James?
I'm thinking. I was gonna say something controversial and say that none of them are my favorite characters, but
Do you hate all
because
of them?
I don't know, they're all so fucking annoying in their own way. Like I'm serious.
Yeah.
Like they're so. That I think this is like one of my biggest gripe is that like the caricature of them is like so fucking high. Like it's just too much. Like I'm like. Oh, it's frustrating to watch them like live their lives. Like I'm just like, you're fucking dumb. Even the dude, but I'm gonna say probably the dude because like I don't know, he didn't ask for any of this, and I think
Go with the flow,
he
man.
does play his cool. No, okay, I'm gonna say the narrator's the coolest.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
my favorite maybe, just because I
He's
don't know.
amazing.
He's like the outside looking in, and he's just iconic. That voice is insane.
Oh,
That's what I'm gonna say. But
Yeah.
like everyone else, like is so fucking frustrating. Like Walter fucking drove me insane. dude.
Really?
Yes, I could
He's
not stand
frustrating.
him.
loved
I
it.
could
That's
not
like his
stand it.
character.
I know, I get
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
And I was
man.
just like, oh my God, what is he gonna say now?
Oh,
that's just
so funny.
like he just would not fucking stop and
Yeah,
just
like-
kept making shit worse.
After
Like,
they go bowling, after they fuck up the drop or whatever, and he's just like, "What do you like? I'm calmer than you." Like blah blah blah. He's just like, "No, dude, you fucked all this up."
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Every time.
But that's the thing is like you're just viewing that through the dude's lens where it's like that's a very normal reaction for somebody to have. But yeah, Walter just taking over the top. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, even the dude, like he starts to lose his cool at the end. You're like saying he kept it, but like he starts to lose it at the end, and it's so fucking good.
Yeah.
He's on the phone with Walter. He's like, "Man, leave me the fuck alone."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, yeah, I'll see you at practice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll see you.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah.
Their dynamic is so fucking funny.
Yeah.
So great.
That's another thing that I feel like it's hard to do. Like, all the characters are so different, but they're all friends, you know. And like, how do
Yeah.
you create that
Mm-hmm.
relationship? But it's done well.
Where would these guys meet? Only in a bowling alley,
It
right?
would have to be,
Yeah,
right, dude?
That's true.
That's why
Like
it's
just randomly there.
that's why I love this movie, dude. It's bowling representation. There's not a lot of it, but this is one. Man.
Shit.
I'll never forget the day we were all on the bowling team and we had an assembly in high school. And they were like, and we now introduce the West Mesa bowling team. And I wasn't like in there, but I just heard everyone around like, we have a bowling team?
Was I there on the floor?
I can't remember. I think it was the
gym.
I don't remember that.
We could run.
Maybe it was just like the main team that we weren't.
I think
we
it was,
weren't
yeah,
there
because
yet.
I was like on the B team or whatever, or like not the
I don't remember doing
Var-
that.
Junior
squad.
varsity.
That would have been
JV,
humiliating.
senior year.
JV.
I remember
I've been
watching
so-
it, so I must have not ran out. But
Yeah, I don't remember
Yeah,
doing
but
that.
I
remember
just
that,
remember
though. That's
everyone
fucking
shocked that we had a
hilarious.
bowling team, and they were just like, "Yeah."
And everyone
that's-
want to be on it. No.
Not at all.
No, I'll never
We
forget.
didn't even want to be on it. It was such a chore every Thursday. We were just like,
I liked it,
"Fuck, we're
dude. I
bowling."
liked
Yeah.
bowling.
It was good.
I still like bowling.
Me too.
Going
You don't
from-
really go as much as we do. I feel like.
I haven't been, but I want to go.
Yeah,
I
it's
still
so
have my
fun.
ball and I got new shoes. I mean, we were on a bowling league not that long ago.
Oh, that's true. That's
A
true.
year and a half ago.
So you must
before
like it
COVID.
some bit.
I do like bowling.
Yeah.
I do like bowling.
And it hits different now when I just order a White Russian every time.
Yeah.
Nice.
It creates a little bit of
You-
culture.
You know,
Yeah.
you know what's sad is that after we left like high school and stuff, all the like little jock kids joined bowling, and they like were way better than us because they were like, you know,
Naturally
sports.
athletic.
Yeah, they're naturally athletic,
that's
and they
what
just like
sucks.
they like took the team like places, and we just
You guys remember
took it
Jeffrey
nowhere.
Slopak? He was on the team when
Oh, yeah.
we were.
Yeah, so
and
we
he was just so good naturally. Like
Yeah.
we had been playing
Yeah.
the whole year, and he just gets in and he's just very strong and just
footballer.
launches
yeah.
the ball at the pins and they go down. And we're just like,
Yeah.
we suck.
Oh man.
And see, we had our own little version of this. Like all these different people playing fucking bowling. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
People
Like,
we never met before.
Jeff would be a character in our movie, right?
Yeah,
Like, it,
yeah.
it would
Yeah.
be cool.
Yeah.
But that's why. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It like we did Chef last week. We're doing this week. These are like two bangers for me. Like I love both of these
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
So whatever happens next week is whatever to me, dude.
Oh
I'm
my
already
God.
set.
Jake
I'm
can die
set for a
happy.
while.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
I'm good.
Peaked for Jay.
Old two.
old too.
Older.
Older.
The oldest.
What are your guys' favorite lines from the movie?
I mean,
Favorite
the obvious
lines.
one I think is, yeah. Well, that's like your opinion, man. Like that's just the easiest
Yeah.
quoted line I think.
That's a great one.
It's so good. It's
Yeah.
used everywhere on the internet. I think people don't even. It transcends the movie because people don't even know where they're getting that from, and they're just saying like, "Well, that's just like your opinion, man."
Dude, that
Just say
and
that.
that and also the you're not wrong, you're just an asshole.
That's good.
Oh, man.
My favorite scene for sure is when he's at the pornographer's house and
Oh, man.
he writes something down on the notepad and then he goes back to try to like figure it out. And it's just like a picture of some guy with his dick out. Like, it's
What
like,
the hell is that? Like, what?
I don't know.
It's
It's
just like-
it's
There's
just
so many
funny.
parts like that where the dude is like, he's not like stupid. Like he's like clever enough to do shit like that, but it's just like never works out.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
It's like,
I mean, it's like I feel like with that scene, it's trying to be like a detective movie. It's like the closest
Yeah.
it ever gets.
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
being a
Right.
detective movie,
Yeah.
and it's just the dude with his dick out.
Yeah. Because isn't the entire movie like it's a parody based off The Big Sleep, right? It's an old
Yeah.
movie about all these different characters.
Mm.
But I don't know if the plot is largely
No, I think mostly like the style. I
unintelligible.
think
the
Yeah.
style of it.
like
Oh.
there's like an author that they base a lot of it off of, which is why there's a narrator. Because like usually in those books, like the character will talk and like narrate it.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, it'd probably be kind of weird, so they like brought the other guy in. But there's a lot of shit like that. Like I sent a video in our chat earlier, like just kind of like talking about like the impact that this movie had.
Yeah.
And like how it created this like stoner noir genre with like Pineapple Express and like stuff like that, where
Yeah.
they're basically detective noir movies, but like instead of trying to solve the case, like the main character's just trying to get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. Holy shit.
Yeah. Which is big, right? You made a subgenre of something, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's cool.
Yeah.
My favorite line in the movie is when he's at Maud's and they're watching the porno log jamming. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
God.
And she's like, well, you can imagine what happens next. And he's like, he fixes the cable. And it cracks me up every single time.
Oh shit. Shit.
Dude, one part that makes me laugh like very hard every single time is when he's just jamming driving and he tries to throw his little like
Oh,
roach
his
out the
roach.
window and it
Yeah.
God
falls on
damn.
his lap and he fucking like crashes shit.
Yeah. The crash is like so comical. Just the way the car bounces, like.
Pours just beer on his lap like he's just drinking in his car too. It's so
Oh
funny.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird to talk about this movie without it just being like a mention of a different scene, you know? 'Cause
That's a
it's-
lot of comedy we found, I think. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I think that it's like
But there's something different about
it's something
this one.
different. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's not just like a straight comedy.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel that way. But it kind of is that.
They're definitely like it doesn't feel like there's just jokes written into it. It's just it's kind of like the characters don't really know that they're funny, and I've said that before about other TV shows like The Office, where the characters are just being themselves, and their natural habitat is hilarious to watch.
Yeah.
And those are such joys to watch, I think.
Yeah, watching them all interact like with different characters throughout it, like oh, how is the dude gonna interact with whoever or whatever? Like, it's, I don't know, it's just so interesting because the characters are so well written.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And yeah, like talking about like a favorite line, I'm like, fuck, like some stick out, like the obvious ones, but it's like, dude, almost every line of dialogue is just fucking perfect. Like
It's one
it
of those
all like
movies
kind of
that
blends
you
together.
catch something new each
Yeah.
time you watch it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the Big Lebowski?
The character of the Big Lebowski?
The Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
That is funny. You guys were talking about your favorite characters. That's like just to be his character is hilarious. Like maybe more so than everyone else.
When I watched it this time, the thing I got from the Big Lebowski as the character is like the whole like part where like he does everything in vain, or like vain is his weakness, or whatever that whole spiel was. That was like cool. That made more sense for his character. But like I was generally annoyed with him and was just like, yeah, whatever, dude. Like fuck this guy. Because I don't know, it's just how you feel about that kind of shit.
I mean, he's a phony, right? Like
Right.
It turns out he's just like
He's
And it doesn't matter. He has all this glamour and no substance.
But that rant he has when he meets the dude is just where he's like, the bum's lost. You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The bum's lost, and he's like trying to fly the flag for people that have jobs and have quote unquote success. Or whatever,
I think a lot of this movie, it probably won't age well if you don't have like a lot of like background knowledge in the era. Because like that video explained that like the dude he's like the last of a dying breed of the 70s hippies who were against Vietnam. So you're gonna have like both fucking extremes, with Walter being like, yeah, I saw Charlie in the eyes, like, and this kind of shit, like, and saying racist ass shit, and then you have the dude who probably fucking dodged the draft or whatever, and like was like, fuck this, I'm not gonna get a job, and just like when the Big Lebowski's like, get a job like your parents did, so like even his parents might have been hippies, like so it's kind of like I think that's a little bit of a hinder for like newer or younger audiences. I don't think they're gonna be able to entirely get all the stuff that's going on, like the Bush Senior like quotes, like this aggression will not stand, which is fucking hilarious. Which is hilarious that the dude like sees that and then he uses it eventually
in his favor.
But and he does that like a ton of times where like he copies mods like
In the parlance of our time.
parlance, or like he I don't know, he just like picks up off of what people are saying and then tries to use it like it's interesting. And so I think it's gonna be hard to have new audiences understand that dynamic between like what was going on then, and what makes it funny that we can poke fun at those kind of things, you know?
That makes sense. But you brought up an interesting point that I thought about as well. Like usually when somebody's like a main character, they're kind of defined and they are like the trendsetters and stuff like that. But in this movie, like the dude takes from other people and uses it himself. Which is not unlike real life. Like you are influenced by certain people, or you see things and you're like, maybe I could do that, or maybe I could pull that off, right? And so seeing him like try to do that throughout the movie is kind of cool. It felt more real to me. I don't know.
Because I think like the thing is that he's just so passive, like as a person himself,
right?
And the rug is actually getting to him, and that's what's funny about like the whole. Like, I don't know. It's like a character arc, but at the end, he's just the same dude. The dude abides, right? The dude stays the same. And so, like, that's what's like, I don't know. almost feels in vain. Like he didn't learn anything, and he didn't learn that he should not be pushed around and not be treated like a bum or anything.
Yeah.
And like you see glimpses of that when he's just like, oh yeah, he thought he could swindle me. He thought I was just a bum and this and that. But like we figured this shit out. Basically, is what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
But like at the end of the movie, he's just the dude. Like, and that's it's like kind of like I don't know, weird.
Yeah.
A little frustrating about it. Yeah.
Every Coen Brothers movie is
Pretty much that.
no
It's
one
like
learns
that.
anything.
Yeah.
Things happen. for
Life
no
goes
reason.
on. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck it, man.
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
What was the quote about the bear? We kept saying.
Oh, they said bar.
He kept
The
They
bar.
said bear.
Yes, but
The
was
bar
it
takes you or
the
something?
subtitles? So I read with subtitles.
Yeah, yeah.
It said bear, but if I were, I would think he was saying the bar.
Mhm.
I think it
I
said the
think
bar
it said
too.
bar, but I think it was just
Sam
a
Elliott.
way of saying
Bear?
yeah.
No, I think they were, supposed to be saying bear. Or, like, that's what they meant, but they just
Yeah.
had that ridiculous accent.
The accent was bar.
Bar.
Yeah.
Something
Got any
I
more
don't
think
of
it's-
that
it
I don't
still
even
sarsaparilla?
works.
remember.
Yeah, exactly. He would
Yeah.
drink the sarsaparilla. I think bar was intentional.
Oh, yeah, for sure it was, but it's just
Yeah.
it's weird.
Double entendre
Yeah.
kind of thing. Is that?
Oh, because they are at the bar.
Yeah.
Right.
Bear bar.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Huh.
it works.
Huh.
I don't
And,
know.
but he orders the root beer, right? Isn't
Yeah.
that what sarsaparilla is?
Sarsaparilla is
Yeah.
it?
It's like
Yeah.
yeah,
Is it
it's
type?
a little bit weirder than root beer.
It's non-alcoholic though.
It's more
Not
like
alcohol.
malty.
Right.
So root beer for hipsters, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Probably is now.
First
I've
root
never
beer.
heard of it, really. So.
It's for cowboys.
the dream of the 1890s.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. I think that's kind of interesting about the dude is like he's just trying to live his life. Like you're saying, like he goes through all this shit and he just gets pulled along and he's just like trying to fucking get back to his comfort zone and all this shit. And like he gets back to it and like what else does he want? That's all he wants, man.
But
He just
it's-
wants a peaceful life.
It's so interesting that like
I
he
don't know.
continues to just double down on the rug. Like when he went to Big Lebowski's house and said like, "You owe me a rug, man," and he was just like, "No." He could have just walked away and just been like, "Yeah, whatever, man," like not cared. But
Yeah.
no, he was just like, "Big guy said I could take any rug I want," and he doubled down on that. And that's
Yeah.
the entire like.
Yeah,
It's
Because
just-
he's not a nihilist, dude.
But again, like
They separate the difference.
that's true.
that's true. That's true.
That's
he
what-
does care about
yeah.
some stuff.
That's why I like him so much. Because, like, I feel like there's a lot of times in my life where people are like, oh, you just don't care about anything or whatever. You just go with the flow. And, like, yeah, largely, yeah, that's the game for me. But there's little things that I'm just like, ooh, what's that? Ooh, what's that?
This aggression will not stand.
Yeah. You just get into a thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Huh.
Don't let it consume you.
Yeah.
You just kind of let it go.
And that's like
I mean, that's go ahead.
and that's like the one of the bigger themes is like caring and not caring
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and then you have like the whole facade of caring, like the Big Lebowski,
Right.
where it's like
Right.
this, it's like, you know, these are the little Lebowskis.
Scott's tots.
Scott's.
Oh no.
I don't know what that is. That the
Oh,
office.
from
For the
Yes.
office. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and you have like this facade of that, and then
Yeah, there's gray. It shows you the gray area.
it's
Of all that shit.
yeah,
Mhm.
and then but like you also see, which I'm gonna bring a very important point, that Donnie was like the true
The
center,
truest.
the true centrist
The Don.
that had to die
They had to die.
for our sins. It wasn't
Oh
even the
my
dude.
Wasn't even.
Because remember at the end, like okay, so
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott,
Yeah, he
he's
says
like
the
it's
dude-
good that there's a dude walking around for all of us sinners here.
Yeah.
But the
He
thing
says
was
just hanging out.
just hanging out.
Yeah.
But it was Don who died, who was like the true center
Yeah.
of the road, who died for us. Because you have the dude who's nearing nihilism, and then you have fucking Walter who's fucking like
Over the
cares
top.
too
over
much
the
about
top.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and bringing up shit that doesn't matter. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck does Vietnam? what the fuck was that, man? About Vietnam, that shit's funny. That shit was
The
funny.
scene with the little boy is probably the best scene in the movie. Like how he's just so prepared. I mean, he's in a full suit, briefcase, like he's ready to fucking intimidate the shit out of this little kid. And the dude is in his bathroom, I think. I don't think he's like completely dressed down.
Yeah.
They let him in, and he just lays into this fucking kid, and then has a mental breakdown in the kid's car, it's not even his car.
And then in there, you just have the whole side thing about the guy in the fucking
In the
iron
iron
lung.
lung.
Oh, yeah.
So random.
wrote this show. He wrote the bulk of the series. It's like what is this? What? It's
And he
just
asked him,
like
does he still write? It's just like,
it's just
health problems.
yeah.
he has health problems. Yeah, but like I don't know. I feel like largely that's like the thing is like these pulls between attitudes on life,
Yeah.
which is kind of interesting.
Yeah. And I agree mostly with that fact that, like, Donnie had to die because he was kind of the most neutrally aligned. But that wasn't really the point, right? Like in the thing Sam Elliott says, the dude takes it easy for all of us, right? It was like commentary about the, like, boom of the 80s and corporate moving quickly and people having jobs and being in suits and everything was go, go, go all the time. And the dude just fucking took it easy and hung out, you know?
Yeah.
And nobody does that enough. Probably. It's probably still true today.
Yeah.
You want to pay by check, 69 cents for
For the milk.
the milk.
For the half
Yeah.
and half or
Way
whatever.
to kick off the movie with this writing a 69-cent check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing
Nice.
opening.
Oh shit.
So Jay, I can see that you identify with the dude.
Yeah, 100%.
You identify.
I'm a lazy piece of shit almost all the time, but there's a few things that I'm not at, you know?
Do the rest of you guys identify with the dude? Because I don't.
I think
No.
I do.
I don't.
I feel
don't.
like
I feel like I'm the guy in the wheelchair. I'm like, get a job, you bums. I'm like fucking crotchety, dude. I think that's why I was like so frustrated with all the characters because they were so fucking annoying. I mean, and I know that he's an asshole too. I get that, but I don't know. I don't think I identify. I think I'm just Donnie. I'm just like in the middle. Like I'm probably like I work like a regular ass job and I enjoy bowling every once in a while. And I like to hang out with my friends and then you guys talk shit to me and I get all sad and then I die. Like maybe that's why I resonate with the guy who died so quick.
You're
Or like,
out of your element,
I don't know.
James. You're
Yeah, I'm out of my
You're out of your
element
element,
amongst. No, you know he actually reminded me of Adrian because whenever we're in chat,
who did?
Donnie.
God damn it.
I had to bring this up because okay, so we have like a group chat and like Adrian will ask like something and it's just like, dude, that was answered like 3 texts ago. If you just scrolled up, you're out of your element. Like just that little bit. I had to.
No, and I hated that I identified with Donnie because I was
Like
was
that's
just-
me.
Yeah,
Trying to like,
like,
yo,
you-
what's up, guys? Like, what's going on? It's like, fuck, we just told you.
Like trying to get involved, but
shit.
you're just too late. I don't know.
I didn't want to identify with Donnie, but I feel like I do. It hurts me, James. It hurts.
That's so funny.
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh man.
Yeah, I identify with the dude when he said, "Man, we don't got time to care about that shit." Whatever. I felt that, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't like dwelling on shit. I guess is why.
With Walter the most.
Walter.
Just,
So you're
it's
neo-con,
just, I feel
huh?
like no.
Couple
just
of
kidding.
Walters in here,
No,
huh?
it's not even that. It's not the politics or anything.
I know,
Like that. It's
just
just
The frustration.
no. It's just.
You're a
I feel
reformed
like you need
Jew.
a dude, and you need a Walter. You need both.
Yeah.
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 You know, you need
Sure.
somebody that's gonna like take shit to the crazy intense level
Yeah.
and try and do shit. It's not gonna work most of the time, but like
Yeah.
try and do shit, and you need a dude.
Yeah.
They're by your side.
That's
Yeah.
the real reason we switched from Saturdays to Tuesdays because Alonso couldn't make it on Saturday. I don't know what is it that Jews can't drive on Saturday?
Oh,
Shabbos.
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 No, I did, but you.
Yeah. No, that's another thing. It's like a movie about balance, and it is just interesting to watch in 2021 where everything is so divided. Yet there's elements of all sides amongst these people that coexist together all the time anyway, you know? So seeing that play out so normally versus like the reality of today has been interesting. Like,
Yeah.
hard to, think about.
like Walter is such like a fucking chud, basically.
Right.
And then the dude is over here like correcting him. He's like, Chinaman's not the right word, man.
Yeah.
Like, blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah.
yeah.
Like,
Correct nomenclature.
and he's like fine with it. He doesn't argue with him.
Right.
Like it's
Yeah.
so like refreshing, honestly.
Yeah.
And like even I don't know. That's why I like the dude so much too, because he's just there, man. He doesn't give a fuck about
Yeah.
whatever fucking manly man shit is. He's just like when he's like, they're gonna kill that poor woman, man. Like Walter would have said like bitch or something, and he's just like, no, like that poor woman. And like, all
Okay,
this stuff.
back to favorite line of the movie. I think it's when they're at the diner, and he's like, "You want a toe? I can get you a toe by 3:00 with the nail polish." Like, that's such great writing. Like, what the fuck is?
I feel like I've said
so
some
ridiculous.
variation of that. You know,
Yeah.
like in some way. where
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I can get that.
Yeah, I can get you a toe by 3:00.
Yeah.
And that's also why Walter's just my favorite. Like he's such a hard ass about everything, but also he clings onto he has these things that make him soft. Like he's taking care of his ex-wife,
Oh yeah.
her what is he called? The Pomeranian, which is obviously
Yeah.
not a Pomeranian. And how like he's divorced his ex-wife and he's still Jewish, and he's like, "What do you think? Because I got a divorce, I'm not Jewish anymore?" Like that's not how it works. Like he holds on to these things, and it just makes his character so fucking great.
And with Walter, you were talking about earlier, like you're saying you love when people write characters for a certain actor. They did that for
John Goodman.
John Goodman.
Oh,
Yeah, they're
okay.
like they wrote it with him in mind.
Oh god,
nice.
That's probably why it
Floats
that's
Vibes
why I
with you
love
so
it so
well,
much.
yeah.
Yeah, it's so perfect. Like,
Yeah.
no one else could do that. I love John Goodman. He's so
dude, like
fucking
usually I
ridiculous.
don't. Usually he's just John Goodman.
Dude,
Really?
Sully, man.
But like Sully, obviously,
Sully?
and
Yeah.
this is like
Him cussing
not
all
John
the time.
Goodman. Like he's so good in this. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Samantha said. She was like, "Oh, it's Sully." Like, but and that's what's cool about John Goodman is he's played such a diverse set of characters. Like he's played a big fluffy monster in a kids movie. He's played in Roseanne, like the lovable dad.
Yeah.
That was like the first thing I knew him from. What's that movie called? Shit, it's like the alien one.
Cloverfield?
Cloverfield
Lane.
Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah.
13 Cloverfield Lane, whatever it is. Like he plays such a fucking intense character.
That
in
was a
that.
crazy character.
See,
And-
I
but
couldn't
it's-
take him serious in that because
Really? I
totally
totally did. But he plays such a differently
different.
intense character in this movie.
yeah.
And then we watched him in Red State. Remember that was an unaired
my
episode
God.
of. He was in Red
I couldn't
State.
take him
episode.
seriously.
Wow,
that
I
one either.
forgot about
Fuck.
that.
Yeah,
he was like the
he's
FBI
playing,
guy.
Yeah, he was an
right?
FBI
Yeah.
agent. He was like a cop, and
Yeah.
That didn't
was
work for
played-
me either.
I don't know, man. I was like, maybe I'm just
That's
a
interesting.
John Goodman
But
fangirl.
I don't know if any of you have seen Raising Arizona, but he's like an escaped like prisoner guy, and like he does really good in that movie.
Oh,
Like
man.
that's one of the ones that I
Okay.
really
was
liked
just
him in.
about to mention that.
He's
It's
so
a great
good in
movie.
it. Yeah.
I haven't seen
Also a
that one
Coen
yet.
Brothers movie,
Oh.
Oh,
by the way.
Cool.
maybe I'll watch
Yeah.
that one.
Hmm.
I don't know. Sign me up for John Goodman. I'm down.
Yeah. Hey,
Dude,
Monsters
fucking-
Inc. next week. Okay.
hey, there you go.
Hall of Famer, maybe. It's animated.
That would be a fun one.
Shit. Jeff Bridges, that's his name? Yeah. I feel like he is someone that I've only seen in like True Grit or something. Like he's like this serious like Western
Yeah.
like manly dude, and like in this he's so different.
Yeah.
Bad Times at the El Royale.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
God, that was a doozy of a fucking episode.
God,
Listen to our
What a
review
bad
on
movie.
Bad
Oh.
Times at the El Royale. Woo!
Jeez, that's like episode
bad.
7.
I think
Oh,
that was the
man.
drunkest I think I've ever been ever, and it happened to be on a podcast.
Dude, we broke a chair in that episode.
Yeah, I broke the fucking chair. You farted.
Lord
on
of
the cam.
Thunder.
Like, it was insane.
Yeah.
That's good.
We need to bring those back.
No,
Shot breaks?
Those, yeah, shot breaks. Yo, we'll be right back.
Oh
Take a
my
little-
god. Shot
Oh,
breaks.
Do it if you want, man. Do it if you want.
Oh god.
Take a shot. Take a shot break. No.
no.
Yeah.
Hot damn.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about the German characters.
Flea, dude.
Flea?
Oh yeah, Flea.
Wait, Flea?
Fumblerverse from
From
Red
Red
Hot
Hot
Chili
Chili
Whoa,
Peppers.
whoa,
Hot Chili
whoa,
Peppers.
who is he? Which one is he?
The
main-
shorter one. It's not fair. He says.
It's not fair.
He's one of the
Lee is
nihilists.
such
He's one of the
a Fumbler
nihilists.
verse. He's
What
been
was
so
he?
many.
Oh,
He's
Queen
been
and Slim.
Baby Driver,
Oh, yeah.
Queen and Slim. I
Back to
feel
the
like-
Future.
Is he
Oh
in
my
Back to the
God.
Yes,
Future?
he's in Back to
Wow.
the Future, right?
Holy
4 movies.
shit.
Is he the most
Dude,
lead
woo!
actor that we have?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Man.
That would be interesting.
But you know Julianne Moore.
Oh, she's been in a lot.
Children of Men, dude.
Children of Man.
Children of
Oh,
Men.
yeah,
Oh, I
that's
want to
right.
watch that again.
Me
I
too.
just rewatched
Like,
that
ooh,
actually like
really?
3 weeks ago with Samantha.
Really?
Yeah.
She didn't like love it as much. I feel like it was one of those things where you know how when you're
You're like,
watching
come on,
a movie,
watch it,
you're
watch
like
it, watch
waiting,
it.
you're like watching
yeah,
the
yeah,
reaction.
yeah.
You're like, this is great. Look at this shot right here. They're doing this thing. It's so amazing.
There was no
and-
cut, you see?
But so I maybe ruined it for her. I'm sorry, babe.
Yeah.
But did it hit you?
Oh
the same?
yeah, it's so fucking
So
brilliant.
good.
It's like
Amazing.
top 5.
Dude,
It's so
Jacqueline. I think Jacqueline was in Austin when we watched it, and she watched it and she was like, "Damn, that's a good
Really?
fucking movie."
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
she loved it. She
To be
liked it a
fair,
lot.
Samantha didn't dislike it.
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
But
But she had you like this.
yeah, so it was a little.
So you like it? You like it? Huh? You like it?
Oh,
Yeah,
my
that's a great
gosh.
one.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Who else?
No, but okay, so back to the German scene. Like, just their characters in general. Again, another just toss in of random characters that aren't really that important, but are just so fucking ridiculous.
With
Like,
the marmot.
even really
Is
connected
that
to anyone,
What's
right?
a marmot? I thought that was a fucking
ferret.
fairy. Yeah.
I thought that was a ferret too. Is that
It's called
another
a
name
marmot.
for a
I thought it was another like Pomeranian joke. I didn't know what a marmot was.
No, it definitely is a ferret.
Okay.
And I think it's a joke. It's just
It's,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
it's like a joke
Oh,
because it's like
dude.
who calls them that? Like it's still funny.
Oh, okay.
Good
Yeah.
joke.
Ferret.
But the scene where that's kind of the climax of the movie is where they're doing that final fight scene.
Oh, yeah.
If you can call it a fight scene. I mean, the dude is there like handing him like, take the $4, man. It's so fucking funny. Like it's so good.
Yeah.
It just works.
Dude,
I
the
don't know.
Flea was the guy who got fucking yeeted with the bowling
Yeah,
ball.
he's on the
Yeah.
floor.
Oh,
His
okay.
ass
Yeah.
cheeks are hanging out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I straight up thought that freaking Walter was about to what's that show called that I love
The Walking Dead.
Invincible. I thought he was about to invincible that fucking guy's head. He was just
Oh my
squeezing his
God.
head. It was
God.
just so intense.
Jesus Christ.
Oh man.
Game of Thrones. Didn't they do that in Game? Yeah.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones.
They squeeze people's heads a lot. Yeah, maybe.
Guys, what about Eagles versus Credence? Do you have an opinion?
No comment.
No comment. Yeah.
Wow. What?
It's above.
My dad was an Eagles fan, so I'm gonna say Eagles.
Eagles.
Yeah.
I like Hotel
I feel like
California.
I've
Hotel
heard
California's
both
boring.
about the same, and it's not,
It's not
very
boring.
It's not
Hotel
boring.
California.
Dude, okay,
It's a
so
boring
so I
It's
had
not
You know what?
bad.
Okay, here, hold on.
Okay,
People
go ahead.
people put Hotel California. They're like, what is the best song that of all time? And like, they're like, okay, we have Bohemian
Time
Rhapsody.
of Our Lives,
We
Pitbull
have-
featuring Neo.
we have Stairway to Heaven. We have Hotel California. I'm like, don't put Hotel California on the list. It's not close. In my, I don't know.
Wow.
It's not
Wait,
close.
what was the other ones you said?
Bohemian Rhapsody and
Pitbull.
Stairway to Heaven.
Okay,
and Pitbull.
all right. Hear me out. In my English class, 8th grade,
Okay.
Right.
I had a teacher, Mr. Ornelas.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I had him too.
Did he do the?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Yes.
So he
Did he
play-
explain why it was great?
Yes,
Fuck
and it
that.
was no. Come on.
I'm
It
just
was
kidding.
okay. It was during the Halloween spooky season, and he was like, "This isn't just a song about doing drugs or anything, He was like, "It's a horror song," and like just the way he broke down the song,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
and he's like and he explained even the chords they use, it's like all in minor, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And so it gives you that kind of more sad, like spooky feeling.
Spooky feel.
Down,
Right.
down, 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 down,
Yeah.
down, 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 down. And like it was
Yeah.
sick, and that
Yeah.
forever like gave me appreciation for that song.
Yep.
And like he's just like, you can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. And I was like, oh shit! I was like, oh shit! That shit! I was like, sheesh. Like it was good. It was good. I
But
don't
like
know. So
besides that song,
Yeah. What else? I can't name another Eagles.
What's-
song.
what's
Take
the-
it easy. You know that song?
sing it,
I thought you
Alonso.
were getting
Sing it,
upset.
sing it.
Take
Yeah.
it easy.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
So actually,
I
Take
thought
It-
that would have been in this movie.
no. So
Oh,
so
yeah,
so take it easy. The reason why the dude hated the Eagles is because that song that the Eagles wrote, "Take It Easy," was actually about the protesters protesting
Oh.
Vietnam.
Interesting.
Oh.
And it was
almost pro-war.
It was almost pro-war. It wasn't like it ain't me. I ain't no fortunate one. It wasn't like fuck the government.
Yeah.
It was just like, yo, take it easy. And so
All right, fuck
the dude was like, no, I'm not gonna take it easy. We're gonna fucking protest the war.
Yeah. So the Eagles like they're this band that like hippies hate because they're like sellouts. They're like tickets to their shows cost like hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
They make money hand over fist.
Yeah.
They wear nice clothes and like they sue everyone that puts their songs on YouTube. We're probably gonna get demonetized for me singing just for singing.
They're the Disney of classic rock.
Okay.
Yeah. They're the Metallica.
Oh yeah, wearing the Metallica shirt is hard to say.
Bunch of assholes.
Yeah.
Blurred out.
Yeah. But what were we saying? What was I saying?
Eagles versus Creedence. I don't know any Creedence.
I guess Creedence then. I don't know.
What is it? Creedence and Clearwater? Is that even their
Creedence Clearwater
Revival? Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess Eagle. I don't know. I hate them both. No, I don't hate them both. I don't hate them.
I have no opinion.
Yeah.
Old music is old.
Well,
looking out my back door.
yeah.
Who will stop the rain?
Life is a highway.
That's the one.
That's Rascal Flatts. No, I'm just kidding.
I want to ride it. No, they have a song. Wait,
No,
what is that?
Don't they
No,
cover
life in the fast lane is what the song says. You're right. You were right.
Well, no, they covered that song. I thought that's what you were saying.
Yeah.
Rascal Flatts didn't write that song, is what I was trying to
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I sing the
Life in the
lyrics
fast
wrong
lane.
about the
I've heard
Eagles.
Life in the fast lane.
I'll play you guys some Creedence later, okay?
Who's that? The Eagles? Or Creedence?
Eagles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the Eagles.
What
after
movie
all.
are we talking about?
I don't know.
That's the hard part about this movie is that it's hard to stay on topic with it because there's the plot is all over. I mean, it does, but like you have to pull from everything else that you know.
Like the characters
to
carry
get it.
along the plot rather than the
Right.
plot bringing the characters along. For the
Yeah,
plot.
and the way you link to the characters is through like other things. So you just talk.
But
about
that's
the
not
other
that's
things.
like by no means a bad thing.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if it's
of course.
done well, and it was done well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Donnie's
I would
ashes.
Oh, and
Christ.
it was like a Folgers can. or something.
Oh
can.
god,
Dude, that scene was
was
amazing
good.
too.
so great. Yeah, to
was
just
good.
to be
So
able
modestly
to
priced.
still be Walter in a fucking morgue, like or funeral home,
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
you call it.
I would have been outraged just like Walter. 100.
180
We're
bucks.
spreading the ashes.
Not even that bad.
There's a Rouse around here.
$180
He was like-
for a fucking like urn. Give
It's
me a
our most
fucking
modestly
urn.
priced urn.
Yeah. It's a business, man.
It is
Yep.
a business.
And he's a business.
I'm surprised they let him take him in a fucking Folgers can. I feel like that doesn't happen.
Well, he probably pulled out a fucking gun. True. Be real. Like, we're just like, fuck this. It's not even worth it.
Nobody
Just
even
fucking
knows.
go.
No one,
Yeah.
Nobody
obviously,
even knew
no
this
one's
guy.
related to this guy because
Yeah.
these fucking clowns are taking his ashes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. Like he doesn't have a family. I mean, like who's the dude's
Donnie?
family? Who
Yeah.
is
He's every one of
Or
us.
any of
Walter's
them.
We slip. We're not the main characters. We just slip between the lines.
Yeah,
And we're out of our element, dude.
Damn.
this movie's deeper than I thought.
Also, just let me throw this in.
That's why he's important, guys. It's all of us in the background of somebody else's life.
Donnie's
Look,
story.
Walter, when he's needed the most, when there's some violent, life-threatening shit gonna happen, he's the one that kicks ass.
Yeah,
He's the one
That's
that
true.
handles the fucking business.
and Donnie still dies of a fucking heart
Not
attack.
his fault.
Yeah, see?
Not
And that's
his
the
fault.
thing is like,
So great.
you ever
Not
have
his
those?
fault.
You ever have those dreams like where you're just like, oh yeah, I would definitely be like fighting all these people
Oh, yeah,
with
yeah.
guns and
The
shit.
fight or flight.
But
like,
the truth is, you'd probably be like, no. That's probably what most of us would fucking be doing. Ain't nobody over there fucking throwing
don't compare
balls
me
and
to
shit.
Donnie again.
I'm just saying, I'm there too, man. I'm not comparing you. I'm just saying all of us are probably Donnie. We're probably way more Donnie than
Oh yeah,
But I
we
think-
are the dude
We're
or
more Donnie than
or
dude.
Walter.
I think that's the thing is that, but you have pieces of maybe all of them,
Yeah.
little pieces
also
maybe,
real.
but
Because
yeah,
we watched
but
this movie,
pieces.
and these movies change our lives.
Hey, man,
And you change your mantra,
sometimes
and
it
you
happens.
abide.
Damn.
Dude, like,
Yeah.
Dude, the first time I watched this movie, I thought Donnie got shot, and I was so like worried. And I was like,
Oh
wait.
no, yeah,
There was no guns out.
No,
Funny
there was.
shit.
They even
I
say
knew
that.
right
There was
away.
no
I was
gun
like,
fight.
there's-
Yeah.
I was
the
like,
way
there's
he's
no
laying
way.
and shit, I'm oh
Yeah, it
fuck.
looks like he was. But
Yeah.
It's funny.
so good. And then
Poor
like
Donnie.
it was a touching scene when they're spreading his ashes, and like, of course, Walter just takes it over with some crazy ass story that happened in Vietnam,
Oh, yeah.
and the ashes are just spread all
Oh,
over
the
the
dude.
dude because of the wind.
Doesn't react, dude.
It's so, and he's just pissed about it at the end, but he's
Yeah.
just he's
What the fuck, man?
just trying to react to the world that he's living in, and I don't know. He's like, yeah, this should be a very peaceful, like somber moment, but I have Donnie all over the fucking all of me.
It's a shit
Right.
about Vietnam.
Yeah, and then he gets pissed over. It's so great.
Dude, I love how Walter's. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. He's like, man, let's just go bowling, man.
Yeah.
I want to say that
Yeah.
more. Just when
Yeah,
bored
when-
or something, let's just go bowling.
or when
Yeah.
like when we experience a hardship,
Just go bowling,
let's
man.
just go bowling.
Go bowling.
And then we'll go.
Dude. It's
There's our
true. It's real
tradition.
shit.
There
There's
it
how it will
is.
change us.
That's
this
real
movie.
shit, dude.
That's
I'm
beautiful.
gonna get real, fucking kind of real sad here.
Uh-oh.
When Jacqueline got diagnosed with her cancer, you know what we did?
You went
Bowling.
bowling.
We went bowling.
There it is.
Fuck yeah.
There it is.
Well, there it is.
Damn,
Damn, dude.
that's real shit. That's a real story.
Well, and that's
Except
in,
the doctor. Let's go bowling.
That's real shit. That's not a lie.
but
We
the,
actually did that.
the video that Taryn linked in chat, they talk about that. How the bowling, what is it called? Bowling rink? What the hell do you call it?
Bowling
Bowling
alley.
lane, alley,
Alley.
bowling alley, is their sanctuary. It's where
Yeah.
they,
Mhm.
Ritual.
and
Yeah.
they decompress and you know.
And it's and bowling in itself is very ritualistic. You have
Yeah.
to try to do the same thing every single
Therapeutic
time.
almost.
Lick your
yeah.
balls sometimes.
Do it, if anything
your
goes,
ball.
and that's what was interesting is when Donnie finally didn't hit the strike and he left one pin. That's when
Oh.
he was dead.
Died.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Every fucking
shit.
It was good.
Every-
That's good shit.
but all that we've seen is a strike up to
yeah,
this point, right?
Oh
Up
my
to that
God.
point, pretty much.
He hits the 9 and you just see the pain in his eyes. You're like, fuck.
He's dead.
James, I noticed that for the first time this last month.
Yeah, yeah,
Ah.
Wow.
Okay.
Noticed that.
That is
Yeah.
a good catch.
yeah.
I'm getting more
Something was
sad
up.
now.
That's one of the scenes in the bowling alley with the view. You are in the bowling ball.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
like
yeah.
actually did that. Like they put a camera in the hole and rolled it down the lane. Like they made it happen in real
Oh.
like that.
Is it? It felt like it.
I was
the
like,
way
that's
it-
CGI.
It seems
I was like,
I
that's
think
so
that-
weird.
I mean,
they-
obviously they slowed it.
It's yeah. It's slowed and they
Oh,
did
no
it, but
shit.
it's this like little special camera or something. They maybe use CGI to like straighten out the lane when you're looking at it or something, but it was actually in a fucking ball.
That's really cool.
that was a cool
Crazy.
shot.
That's sick. That's sick.
All right.
Yeah. Oh shit. What was I gonna say about the bowling? Originally, they were gonna make it like the guy that they based something off of. I don't remember exactly what. It was like supposed to be baseball or something, and they changed it to bowling because it's like it's much more social. Like you're just hanging out and like just doing your thing.
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
The
I
only
love
sport
how
you can
chill
play
bowling
while
is.
eating hot wings.
And drinking and like fuck.
That's why we're there.
Get all in the holes.
Yeah. Well.
And then, but that reminded me of the CG shit. I'm talking about the dream sequences real quick.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah.
What the
Well, they
fuck?
weren't even dream sequences. They were like acid
Drugs,
trips.
drugs, and
Yeah.
Get knocked out.
Because
punched
remember,
in the face.
because remember, he's like the occasional acid.
Yeah,
flashback.
exactly.
Flashback, yeah.
But, like they always happen after he gets knocked out or something, and
Yeah.
they're just so funny. I don't know why.
Dude, they're,
they're so
beautiful too.
Yeah.
They're all beautiful. And
The
even though
costume design and like the bowling,
pins,
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
that's great. The one where he's flying around at the beginning of it, that one's kind of cheesy, but it's still cool in a weird way. I don't know. And they do a lot of that. There's a lot of really cheesy things like
Ping pong club.
the freaking climax where they fight and the dude is like not about it. Like
Yeah.
those things that would be cheesy unless you did them right, they do them right.
yeah,
Like,
every time. Every time.
It's insane.
The party at Jackie Treehorn's like outside.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Like
the-
basically like a Roman orgy. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
The trampoline, like, because
Oh,
you
yeah,
think
yeah,
you're
yeah.
going into an acid trip scene, and then
Yeah.
you're just like, oh, this is actually happening. This is a naked woman on a trampoline.
Dude,
Yeah.
one of the coolest transitions I've ever fucking seen. It's like the little like, what are they called? Little pieces of fire that float away. I don't know.
Oh,
yeah.
like a
And it
ember
like
was-
changes into the stars, and then he's
Embers.
flying over. Yeah, he's flying
Yeah.
over the city. Oh my god, fucking sick. That happens in Blade Runner 2049 too, which is weird, but
Damn, there you go.
badass fucking transition.
You know where they found
Yeah.
it? The Big Lebowski.
It has impact, even though it's hard to stay on the train of thought of the movie. It has impact.
Yeah.
If our
crazy.
conversation has been any
Yeah, I know.
evidence
Cool.
to that.
What was the okay? I know we said funniest line. What was the funniest scene in the movie?
Funniest
Like,
scene.
So I have, just to give you an example. I have a definite answer because I remember watching in the theater with my dad, and we both cracked the fuck up. Is when he gets his car back and he puts on the Credence and he's like jamming to it and he lights the roach and then he's like he sees like a car in the rearview mirror and then he like fumbles around and he drops the roach and just wrecks.
Oh yeah, we talked about
that's
that
what
earlier.
Taryn was
Yeah.
saying.
That is like
Hilarious, dude.
money.
Yeah.
Funniest for me is
The penis.
the penis, and then the cop throwing the mug in his hand. Like it's just like the noise it makes, and like just it doesn't break, and it's just like damn, that fucking hurt because it's just solid. Like I don't know, that made me laugh.
Yeah.
Funniest scene for me, I literally anytime Walter is on screen, like I think my favorite Walter scene is probably when they're at the diner and like he's going on about like how that wasn't her toe, and like the hilarious part about it is like he's completely right. Like,
Yeah.
he's right about
Watching
it.
it the second time, I'm like, holy
But
fuck.
just
he was
like
right.
watching him fucking blow a lid over it is so perfect.
And he was right.
I'm staying here. I'm finishing my coffee.
Yeah.
He was right that she kidnapped herself. Too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He was right about basically everything.
Yeah. But he's so fucking insane, and it's just hard to like side with him. But
Yeah.
he's right.
Dude,
Yeah.
Am
one
I
that's
wrong?
one that sticks out for me, like the whole sequence, right after he gets the rug pissed on or whatever, and they're at the bowling alley and he's talking about it, and like, what's his name? The dude, the other guy. Sorry, not
Donnie?
Donnie is like butting in, and like they're like
Yeah.
that's the first time
yeah.
that all that happens.
Exactly. Yes.
That
yeah.
whole sequence is so
That's
fucking
good.
funny, dude.
You're out of your element, Donnie. Yeah.
Did you guys catch there was like a conversation between the three of them in the bowling alley where he's like talking about Lennon and
Oh, yeah.
Donnie saying,
Yeah.
I'm the walrus.
Yeah.
I'm the walrus. And then
Hey,
finally Walter loses
Yeah.
his shit. He's like, Vladimir Ilyich.
Yeah.
Vladimir Lenin.
Not John Lennon.
The world doesn't revolve around you.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Hard to pin down the funniest scene for me. I get sucked into this one.
Mm-hmm.
That's also good.
Yeah, for sure.
You guys got any rounding thoughts before we get into reviews?
No.
We ready?
I think so.
Who wants to go first?
Fuck it.
JJ.
Fuck it, man.
Fuck it, man.
Yeah, this is another banger for me. I already said that, but I like this movie a lot. I connect with it a lot. Like I feel like I get the way the dude thinks, which I think makes me resonate with it more, and it's interesting enough. Like it's not something that, like maybe it's a good thing that the plot is not as memorable, so that when things happen and you watch it for a second time, you are like kind of surprised again.
Re-experiencing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which helps with like the rewatchability for sure. Like I still don't feel like it's a chore to watch at all. Like it's funny, you get sucked in right away, which is similar to The Office. A lot of Office
I
comparisons.
thought about The Office a lot, personally.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
just
weird. I didn't really think about it while I was watching it, but as I'm hearing it, it
this
makes total
conversation,
sense. But yeah, I don't know, it has a raw, like organic feel. Like something about it just feels authentic and not cheesy and awesome, and everything they try to do, they do it well. And it's like, I don't know, hits differently in a better way for me. But yeah, I think the soundtrack, everything is good. Like everything is like at least good or better than good on the scale, right? So for me, this makes it like I don't know. It's like an 8.8 for me. Not
What?
quite a 9, but it's there.
Why are you
there.
so shocked? 8.8?
Dude, that's just like your opinion, man.
Do you think it's higher than an 8.8?
Fuck yeah. I thought you were going to
Wow.
go astronomical with
Oh,
this.
wow.
This isn't like a 10 for me or anything.
Oh,
It's maybe like a 9, maybe like a
Oh,
9.
God. Are we
Don't change
changing
it
it?
now.
Oh,
I'm not going to change it, but like it's 9 territory.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know. It's
Go,
so-
Terry.
Shocked.
Go,
Want me to
Terry.
go?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taryn, take it over.
Dude, this movie, like watching it again, like okay, you hear about this movie all the time. That's like you guys were saying. That's why you kind of watch it or think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It lives up to the hype and then some. Like this is one of the few movies that I'm like, yeah, it's actually that fucking good. Like this, especially the second time, I was so into it. Even though I watched it like 2 months ago, it just flew by, dude. It's so fucking funny. The dialogue is genius. Like I've been watching a lot of Coen Brothers movies because their style of movie making is just so interesting to me. Like where it's all about the characters, man. Like you are so interested in these fucking characters because they're so weird, they're so unique, but like they're so realistic at the same time. And I don't know, they just nail that shit. And I don't know, I mean, I don't know anyone else that really gets close to that, honestly. And like, dude, it's like top 10 favorite movies of all time.
Really?
Wow.
Like not even like
Wow.
a fucking thought.
Wow.
It may be in my top 10, maybe.
I was gonna say 5, but I gotta think about that a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
it
5
might
is
be.
heavy.
It
10
might be.
sounds...
And I don't
Wow.
think that the character forward thing does it for me in the same way that it does it for you. So that makes a lot of
Okay.
sense.
Yeah.
But
It doesn't always work.
it's good. It's great. I mean,
They don't
top
always
10,
nail it like this. Like I've watched maybe like 6 or 7 of their movies, and like
Yeah.
this is by far my favorite movie from theirs. I don't know
From
if it's
them?
their best, but like
Okay.
Yeah.
it's definitely my favorite of theirs.
Is there a funnier movie than this movie?
I don't know.
From
Yes.
them.
Probably.
Or ever.
From
From
there,
them.
I
From
think
them, maybe.
Burned After Reading is
Oh,
really
that was
fucking
great.
funny.
That was a great one. That's another one that ages well the more you watch it, dude. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I've only seen it once.
And
but
like James
holy
said, maybe
shit.
this movie doesn't. So...
No, he's just saying the more you watch it. That's what he said.
Oh, I thought you meant...
Yeah.
I thought you meant like... Okay.
Yeah, I
Let's get
mean,
higher
kids
up
aren't
there.
gonna get it. Fuck them kids.
Fuck them.
If they don't learn about the 6th season, like they're missing it. I'm just kidding.
Hey,
Um,
It ain't me.
Put a
I ain't
number
no
on it.
fortunate one.
Put a number on it. Put your rank.
Oh, here I go rambling again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 9.6, dude.
Dang.
Whoa.
That's high.
I hope that's my highest one. I don't know. If it is.
9.6.
That
wow.
feels like the highest
Holy
one.
shit.
I went a little overboard with Jurassic Park. so-
You're inching towards a 10, dude.
That is super
I don't know
high.
about that.
Wow.
Dude, it's like,
We're
what
on
is
the
there
hot
bad
seat,
about this?
In a
movie?
way, okay.
I literally don't know a
We're
bad
on
thing
the
about
hot
this
seat,
movie.
Adrian.
that
Is
I
it
could
my
say.
turn?
I don't know.
You want to go? Go ahead.
Sure.
He's on the
Take it
hot
away.
seat, and you're not gonna let him go.
I said
We-
we're on the
oh,
I thought you
we're
said
both
you.
on
Sorry,
hot
sorry.
seats.
Well, it's
Rip it up.
I think I am the
Great equalizer.
not. I'm not. I don't even know if I'm the equalizer. I'm the dissident here. I mean, there's nothing saying that I did not enjoy this movie, but something about just the caricatureness of it, it's almost too much. It's just a little too much for me. It's I get it. I like, and you know, I like quirky characters. I like fucking stupid ass Grand Budapest Hotel. That's about as quirky of a character.
That's not stupid.
I know, it's great. I love it, right? I love it. But
Maybe-
this
I
one
wonder-
feels. Go ahead. You
I
want
was
to
gonna say like the eccentric style of Wes Anderson fits it more than
Then
Coen's maybe.
possibly.
I wonder. That's interesting.
I
I
think
never thought about comparing.
I think maybe that's something to do with it. It was where like this is real life eccentric, whereas Anderson, everything feels fake and grandiose, right?
Yeah.
Like nothing
More
feels.
whimsical.
It's everything's so like dollhouse, I guess would be the
Right.
like
Sure, yeah.
description
Yeah.
of it. Is where it fits more for me. It feels more it feels natural in its place.
It
Right.
fits.
Yeah.
So in this movie, like I said, I had a hard time trying to root for anybody because everyone was fucking annoying me. Like, and I don't know, that is my opinion, man, and I'm gonna stick to it. But like, I know that I don't need to have a story that concludes entirely and all that kind of stuff. But I wanted a little bit more from the dude, but the dude just abided. and like that's like the joke at the end of the day,
Yeah.
which I can laugh about. But I don't think I liked this movie at all when I first saw it. to be
Oh,
honest.
wow.
I thought it was like, I was like, there's some good zingers. Like there's tons of good lines, obviously. Like we all know this. Like and the characters are just so out there. But I think on the second viewing, I even think on the third viewing, I would like it a lot more. And just kind of knowing the background. I know you said fuck those kids, but I feel like a lot of people are going to like miss a lot of like the deep kind of connections and commentaries that are placed in this. But I think the conversation here today helped me a lot, and I think it really it brought my score a lot.
Okay.
A lot for me, honestly.
lot.
And you guys are gonna say a lot when I give the score.
Man.
It's very hard to rate something like this because I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't think that it has to be. I don't know. It's hard.
Just give the number, dude.
It's really fucking
Break
hard.
our hearts,
It's really
James.
fucking
Breaking
hard. For
hearts.
me, I feel like it's like a 7.8.
Well, that's not bad.
I know.
Yeah, we were tripping over that. What was the original?
It was a 7.
That's not even that bad either.
I feel like that was significant though.
That's
That's
almost a whole ass.
significant.
It's almost
That's
a whole-
significant.
Yeah, it's almost a whole.
But I feel like
'cause
this is a movie that not everybody's gonna like.
and
you
that's
know?
and that's how I felt about it. And I don't even know. It's interesting.
Yeah.
But I think the conversations and seeing some other videos on YouTube, reading Reddit a little bit, just seeing like the difference between like all the characters. This isn't a movie about a story. It's more a movie about like ideologies. It's a movie about attitudes.
About people.
And I don't know if a lot of people are gonna get that on the first view
Yeah.
at all. And I'm over there Googling why is the Big Lebowski regarded. I didn't actually Google that, but like I didn't actually Google that, but like. But there was some threads like why is this regarded? Why is it cult classic?
Sure.
What is this?
Yeah.
And I had a lot of help.
It helps you understand.
Hold my hand a little bit.
Sure.
Help me like gather my feelings about it. And so,
Yeah.
but I think the conversation we had here today, 7.8. I'm okay with that.
No, that's a good. Yeah, yeah.
It's a good score.
That's
I'm
not
okay
It's a
with
good
that.
score.
Yeah,
Movie
I'm
by
okay
any
with
means.
that.
I would say I do that about a lot of movies. Like
Yeah.
you know, just read what other people have to say about
yeah.
it. and
Help me
give
figure
me
out.
the-
Help me figure out what I'm feeling
Yeah.
a little bit, just a little bit. I mean, I know we're not
Yeah.
professionals.
Yeah,
here,
it's me
guys.
Googling why is Shakespeare good. I think. I don't get
Oh,
it.
so the
I'm
Big
sure-
Lebowski Shakespeare now.
Okay, we didn't even talk about how there's a goddamn religion based off of this motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
That is ridiculous to me.
I don't know if we have
Dude
enough time
doesn't-
for that.
I'm just saying that is
Yeah,
more than
Yeah,
I
interesting.
fucking
It
think.
made a splash, dude.
Crazy.
yeah, definitely did.
Go for it, Adrian.
All right, yeah. So the question was asked earlier: do I identify with the dude? And I think like the dude is a really cool character, and I think what I really love about him is it reminds me of this book by Mark Manson, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And like in that book, he kind of talks about you have a finite amount of fucks to give, so you can't just hand your fucks off to everyone. And I kind of feel like that's the dude's attitude in a way, because he doesn't give a fuck about a lot of shit. Like he doesn't give a fuck about a lot, but he gives a fuck about his rug because it ties the room together. And like there's something so interesting about that story and about him as a character. It just really works. And as we've mentioned multiple times in this episode, like the plot isn't dragging you along. It's the characters dragging the plot along. But it's done very, very well. You care so much about the characters. And I think I might go as far as to say is Walter may be the best comedic character ever written. Like
Wow.
I'm trying to think of other comedic characters because he's realistic. He's so over the top, but he's also the logic and the compass in the group. He's right about everything while still being so fucking insane. he's just perfect. Like every time he's on screen, it's pure comedy, but also like he knows what's happening. He's telling you what's going to happen in the fucking movie. and it's so masterfully done. He's amazing. So yeah, Walter really stole the show for me. I think definitely a sweet spot for this movie having to do with bowling and all of our history.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know, and I kind of like before this, I said like, well, is it really about bowling? It is. It is about bowling. Like that's kind of the thing. Is like that's that's their religion. That's what that's what brings them all together. That's the reason they're all friends in the first place is bowling. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I think how original all of the characters are and just how completely fucking insane all of them are. I don't know. It's a joy to watch. It's a great movie. I don't know if I even agree that you need to kind of understand certain things about, like understand certain things about the 60s and really get these nuances. Like, I feel like just watching the characters be ridiculous with one another and go throughout this crazy ass plotline is enough. Like, it really worked for me. Yeah, this movie, it's an easy 9 out of 10.
Wow.
For me. So,
Okay.
me and Taryn.
Oh, okay.
Similar page there. Let's see what that brings us up to. Whoa.
I'll
That's a
take
big
it.
number.
You're going to have to
Large
say all of
number.
your scores again. We had a 8.8 out of Jay. We had a 9.6 of Taryn and a 7.8.
Yep.
Yes.
And then I rated it a 9. Divide that by 4. That's 8.8.
Hey, I was right.
Solid
There we
8.
go.
Jay was right.
Is this
Jay
payback
wins.
for Old Boy?
No.
I'm just kidding.
That's closer than I thought. Okay, for a 7 to be in the score, an 8.8 is very close.
Yeah,
to
that's
Yeah, that was
that's
a lot.
Fumbler
Yeah.
Hall of Fame.
Who dragged down Old Boy?
I did. That's why I said that.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad though.
It is what it is.
I didn't give it a fucking 7.
Yeah.
Damn.
You gave this one such a high score.
That's like your opinion, man.
All right. So we rated this an 8.8 out of 10. We'd love to know what you guys think about this movie. Let us know. Find all of our socials at filmfumblers.com. Tune in next Tuesday where we are going to be reviewing a movie to be determined. Maybe you will decide the movie.
You
might
will
have a little
decide.
poll on our Instagram. Make sure you're following that, Film Fumblers. But yeah, I think that about does it. Oh, and make sure to tune in to our new episode of Fumbled Not Stirred coming out very soon.
It looks terrible.
Where we're don't show them that. Where we're going to show you how to make a White Russian. Super
dude,
excited for
Just
that
like
one.
the dude does.
Just like the dude does. Free pouring and all. But yeah, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next time. Cheers.
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 Cheers.